Hey, it's Ubu, and today we're playing the demo for Lobotrypo. I think I'm saying that correctly, I hope I am. It's developed by Scar Game Productions, and it's self-published, and you can find the game on Steam. Basically, there are talkings of serial killer around on the news, but today we need to go visit our counselor, and unfortunately the walk there is long and dark. So, it's supposed to be a psychological horror game, kind of psychedelic sort of approach to it as well, so I'm very interested to see how this plays out. I've been catching this around here and there on Twitter, so I figured I'd check it out. If you're not familiar with my channel, at the end of the video, I will review the game and share my general thoughts on it. That's what I like to do here. So if you like the sound of that, stick around to the end. I'd appreciate it. Anyways, we'll go ahead and hit play and see what's up. Play game. Okay. New game. Some kind of countdown? Oh, counting up. Excuse me. The Daily Review.
Velkommen alle sammen, back to the Daily Review. The infamous serial killer known as the Pallet Man has struck again.
Oh no.
This will mark his second murder in Mørnedal. Chief of Police Arne Selvik has issued a warning for those who live there. I think it's important for people to firstly remain calm. In situations like this, it's easy to panic and succumb to paranoia. But we are working day and night to try to find this guy. But at the same time, people should take this seriously. So I urge you, if you live in the Mørnedal area, to stay inside between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. Also try to avoid any heavily forested areas. His trademark of cutting a deep hole into his victim's palate has caused much fear and speculation
Gross.
around the country in recent times.
Jesus.
In other news, why is the general happiness of the Norwegian population dropping? To answer this question,
I had a feeling it was Norwegian or Icelandic or something of that nature. I definitely caught that accent because I've watched a lot of like detective shows based in that location, so that's pretty cool. Whoa. Hello? Hello. Hey there. How are you? I'm all right. I'm just watching the news. Great. I'm just calling to remind you that the meeting is in an hour's time. So I'll see you then. Toodle-doo. Well, I'd better get going. The bus should arrive at the bus stop soon. All right, so we're just leaving, or do we need to look around first? Do we need to get ready? Oh. Wow, that's a monster computer. Holy crap, dude. Cool wallpaper. I can't see anything. This is our giant bathroom. Okay, we're leaving. Cool. Woo. Yeah, a couple of those shows that I've watched that made me think of the location was like, there's one called Wisting, which is on AMC. And then there's another one called Trapped, and it goes on to be Entrapped and stuff, which is also pretty decent. Anyways, this is a strange staircase. All right, let's sprint. Oh, there we got a nice sprint. Look at us go. What do we live on the 50th floor? Jeez Louise, dude. Oh my gosh. This is a really weird looking town. I guess we go this way through the gulch. Oh my god. Very cool. I don't think I've played very many games, or really any games that are like Norwegian or anything. It's pretty cool. This is so strange looking. I guess we're following the road. Look at this weird little playground. And we're surrounded by a wall? Or is that supposed to just be trees? A wall of trees. You cannot escape. I like the music. Pretty cool. Do we wait here? We have objectives? Oh, here comes the bus. Right on time. Whoa. All of a sudden. Notice some performance, I wouldn't say issues, but things that stand out. I'll have to remember to mention that later on. Oh, look at this peaceful forest. Park. Something that nature. I'm a little off today. Sorry. Very peaceful ambience. Hello? Is anyone down there? This is so strange. Definitely, it reminds me of something. I don't know what it is, but just its simplicity is really interesting to me. Interesting. This is a long walk to work. Or I should say long run, because I've been running like this whole time. Whoa, it's like The Legend of Zelda. This looks really cool. Has a weird liminal sort of vibe to it. Jesus. These kind of look like those little bushes in Zelda that, like, attack you. Is that the right game? Can't remember what I'm thinking of. Anyways. Ubu's lost it. Yeah. Look at that. God rays. This looks cool, too. Look at that. You see sort of like the reflection of the water on the ceiling? Canopy? I like this. Okay. I guess we're at work now. The SWO. The Swedish something office. Even though they said they're Norwegian. I don't know. Anyways. Hello. I have a meeting at 18:30. Alright, I'll tell them you're here. Just sit down in the waiting room and she'll come for you shortly. Thank you, sir. It's 6:30, by the way. Wait. I think that's right. But did you get here okay? Yeah, it was just a long ways. Yes, I did. No incidents. Well, that's great news. So if I understand this right, you just recently lost your job. Is that correct? Yes, I was a carpenter, just like Jesus. There was a round of layoffs, and I guess I was on that list because I don't actually have a license to drive. An interesting way to type. Okay. Question. How did you get a job as a carpenter without a license? I live close to a guy that works for the same company. He vouched for me and would drive us over to the work sites. Okay, so good news. Your request has been granted, and we can put you on social benefits while you look for a new job. Sweet. But, as with everything, there is always something. Of course. We have requirements that you have to obey if we were to actually give you this benefit. Lay it on me. Aha, there are a lot of them, but I'll list off the most important ones. It says of there instead of off. Number 1, we need written proof that you've been laid off, as you said. Fair enough. How do you get fired from a job, though, if you never had a license? That doesn't compute. Number 2, every 2 weeks, you have to give us access to your bank statements going 3 months back for all of your accounts. That's very arbitrary. Okay. Number 3, in order to ensure that you're actually looking for a job, you are required to show up for a job seeker course once a week. Oh my God. Number 4, this one is very important, seeing as mental health is a hot topic nowadays. You must follow a strict calorie intake and workout plan that you must check off every day. Jesus Christ. I'm sorry, but isn't all of this just a little, I don't know, invasive? Those are the rules. But don't fret, you'll be working as a carpenter in no time, and you can expect to receive 2,000 things every 2 weeks. That should be enough for you to follow our plan. Sorry, I don't know their currency. Well, I suppose beggars can't be choosers. That's exactly right. Now I'm going to forward you the entire list of requirements, as well as a link to the application site. It'll guide you step by step. Okay, is there anything else I have to know? Yes, there is. I'm going to give you this DVD. You're required to watch it. It's a series of interviews about different topics that I find to be very interesting. They're shown at courses all around the country, but we're out of time. Best of luck. All right, lady. Thank you. Shoot, I've got to do all that. And for what? That 2,000 somethings per per 2 weeks will hardly even cover my rent. I better get home and collect my thoughts. Is it rupees? I'm sorry, I don't really know. Moped forbidden. Mopeds are forbidden. That's what I'm getting out of that, at least. Okay, well, now that we did that, I guess we go home through the weird Zelda forest. What is that? Ah, bees! Jesus, it's nighttime. Bees need to be asleep. I don't think bees come out at night. Oh, they're swarming. Oh, they got me. Help. What in the world is that? Let the god be? Jesus Christ. Is that the pallet killer? It's stinging people in the mouth? That was gross. So, what? We're not going to say anything about that. We're just like, I guess I'll just wake up and go home. It's kind of weird. I don't really know what to say about that, to be honest. Oh, God. Shut him, man. He's quick. I'm not sure about that giant bug. Let's get out of here. What am I hearing? Hearing like a weird thumping. So far, so good. Okay, I guess we're just gonna wait for the bus now. Who goes there? I hear footsteps. Let me on the bus. Get me out of here. Alright, let's go home. A lot of running. Should we investigate the playground? No, I think we should go home. This looks cool. Whoa. This place is very well kept. Oh no. I would not want to have to walk through something like this at night to get home. Very weird. Alright, now we need to go up. Ew. Oh, all these doors are boarded up now. What is this, like mold? Ew. Ew, ew, ew. Ew. This is really weird. Ah! What? We live on the very top floor, too, by the way. That's crazy. Oh, no. Hello? Who are you? Ah! Oh my gosh. Lobotrypo. Chapter 0. Invaded. Interesting. Thank you for taking the time to play our demo. The full game will be released in 2025. Consider following us for future updates and make sure to check out our other game dev envelope. Oh, I see. Just other stuff they've worked on and just general things. That's pretty cool. Phantom the Game on Twitter. Nice. Well, I'm back on the main menu now, and I will review the game and share my general thoughts on it and give it my final judgment. So, visually, I think the game is very interesting. It's quite simplistic, but I believe what they're going for is sort of a retro PS1, PSX sort of style in terms of the visual department. But I think visually, the game is nice. It's very clean, and I think it looks fairly well done. I like, you know, the way the apartment looks, and just the overall environment being populated with items and trees and things of that nature. Nothing looks out of place. It is very strange looking, though. I mean, just having the weird gulch and tunnel and stuff you walk through, just the flat, clean lines on the ground and stuff like that. Very strange. I don't think it's a problem, but I would say it's definitely unique. I've never really played a game that looks quite like this. So I think it's fine the way they did it, though. And I like the city and the towns and the way the character models look. I thought were great and all that. So I think the visual presentation of the game is actually pretty solid. In terms of audio, while I like the main menu music here, kind of upbeat, kind of mysterious. I think it's a little... I'm not really sure what the tone of the game is necessarily trying to be. I assume, obviously, it's trying to be scary in some aspect, but I think music like this in the main menu and whatnot don't quite match what's necessarily happening in the game. Other than that, I do want to point out some options that I do appreciate in terms of audio. So you actually have some step sound volume, which I almost never see in games, and I actually quite like that that's included. I didn't mess with any of the audio playing this game. It is a quite low on the audio as default, so I bumped it up just a little bit. But just to show the rest of the options for accessibility, there's field of view and gamma, mouse sensitivity. You can rebind these, and you have, you know, international keybinds, I guess, for different keyboards. So that's pretty cool. Other than that, audio doesn't really stand out to me to be all that strong in this game. I think for the most part, it's just very one-dimensional, but at the same time, you know, that's not a big deal, but I just didn't think anything really stood out to me personally. I like the musical sting that happened when we saw, I guess, the Shadow Man, the pallet killer in the woods. I'm also wondering about what's going on with the bugs. I thought that was actually quite interesting, but anyways, with all that being said, audio is just kind of okay in my opinion. In terms of mechanics, there's not much going on in this game in terms of mechanics. Obviously, it's one of those games where you sort of need to walk and explore, and the vehicle of your character is supposed to sort of help you experience what's really going on in this game. There's not really any puzzles that I came across or that maybe you can expect in the full game. I'm not really sure, to be honest, but other than that, this is sort of just you start in your apartment, you walk to work or run to work, and then you run back to work and stuff happens in between, which I think is okay for the most part, but I don't really think there's a lot going on in this for a demo to really grab my attention all that much. I mean, of course, it did make me curious and wonder about what's going on in this weird little Norwegian town, but at the same time, it was so vague that I kind of wish there was just a little bit more to help me sort of wonder or grab me a little bit better. I did find the idea of the killer doing what they do to people to be really gross and disturbing and quite unique in my opinion. They bore out the palate in your mouth, which is the upper part of your mouth, which is awful. So that's terrible that somebody would do that to people. But I wondered if the bug was doing that to us, but then like we walked home just fine after that. And then there's like mold on the walls and stuff like that. But anyways, I'm getting off track. Mechanically, the game is just very simple, and I don't necessarily think it hurts the game, but I don't know if it necessarily helps the game either, being a demo like this. But so mechanics are just kind of okay. Story and concept. I think story and concept is intriguing for sure. I do like the concept of the killer, like I said, and maybe the mystery of what's going on with the bugs, and then the weird mold blisters on the wall at the end, and then the pallet killer or whatever is in our apartment, or maybe it's a part of us that we don't have control over or something of that nature. Of course, I'm sure there's, you know, a myriad of possibilities because it was so vague in terms of what was really going on. But that does interest me, and the overall concept I think is very fascinating. So not much to go on story here quite yet, but like I said, the concept I think is intriguing. So good job there. In terms of performance, the game performed really well. I did notice though that there are no video graphics settings in the options for some reason. I did think I saw some screen tearing here and there because there's no VSync or things of that nature, no frame cap. That's not the end of the world, but I would think it would be appreciated if things like that were included in the game. People like their video settings a lot. I mean, I just want very simple frame capping and things of that nature, but I think having that in addition to the settings that you already have, I think would work really well, really round out your settings. I think that would work really well. But other than that, performance is fine. The game performed really well, really smooth, no bugs, no glitches that I noticed, so good job on performance. With all that being said, my final judgment for Lobotrypo demo is I would say it's okay. I wouldn't say it's the worst thing, but I think it definitely has a lot more potential to be had for a demo, just to kind of grab you a little bit better with what's going on. It is a very simplistic game, which I'm not saying is necessarily a bad thing, but in my opinion, when it comes to demos, I just think it needed just a little bit more. But at the same time, you know, the game performed really well. It had some very interesting concepts and some strange, disturbing things when it came to the killer, and the weird psychedelic sort of feel the game had was very interesting and very strange and off-putting. But at the same time, I feel like the tone of the game, I think, is really kind of all over the place personally, and I think that's sort of really my biggest gripe with it and why it didn't really pull me in as much as I'd like it to. Because the music on the main menu is very bumpy, kind of like hip-hoppy in a way. I don't really know how to describe that, but the game is trying to tell you about serial killers and stuff, so the tonal whiplash really kind of threw me off. That's just the way I see it. but I still think it's a well-crafted game and it has a lot of potential. So keep up the great work, and I wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors. And tell me what you think in the comments below. Do you agree or disagree with anything I had to say? Do you have anything to add? Would you like to just say hi? That's fine too. Just let me know what's up. And don't forget to check out the pinned comment below for the links to everything. Go play this game for yourself, form your own opinion, and tell the developer what you think about it. I'm sure they'd really appreciate your feedback as well as mine. Also, if you enjoy my content and want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe. Leave a like and share the video too. I'd greatly appreciate your support. And I appreciate you watching my video. Hope you have a wonderful day. And I think that's all I have to say about it. So thanks for hanging out with me. And don't forget, the pale moth is always watching.